I think he's a used car salesman. I think he's going to get out of almost every promise he made, and they're going to be driving that lemon for the next 4 years.
When I was distributing shoeboxes from teenagers to like 2-year-olds, they all loved the stuffed animals.
I do everything from singing. Now I'm in the photography world as well.
Fear was my existence. It was my life. That's how I lived my life.
Fraser Focus, a fresh perspective beyond the bridge.
Hey guys, welcome to Fraser Focus, local faces and local places. I'm Leah Bolton.
And I'm Dean Atwell. Another exciting edition for you as we head into Chilliwack to learn more about the community of Yarrow. And then back into Surrey and Abbotsford to profile two young entrepreneurs making a difference.
And 'tis the season of giving back. I head over to Tsawwassen for a packing party, Operation Christmas Child, as well on a more serious note to raise awareness, violence against women.
Speaking of serious, we learn more about the reaction down south to the new president-elect.
Donald Trump has been saying that he will run for president as a Republican, which is surprising since I just assumed he was running as a joke.
I don't think he really, wanted to be president other than whether he could do it or not.
Which Republican candidate has the best chance of winning the general election?
Donald Trump.
She actually lost sleep over it.
I did lose sleep over it.
In my heart, I do believe that the only reason that he is a president is because Hillary was a woman.
Well, I think he shook up a lot of Canadians. The Canadians seem more worried than the Americans.
Well, they just proved now anything's possible if Donald Trump would be president.
Yeah, exactly.
I pledge to every citizen of our land that I will be president for all Americans. And this is so important to me.
And if you asked Canadians, do you want our border to be controlled? I think they would say that they do. So I think people are a little naive in the sense that he had everything going against them, and yet he got elected. And why is that? Because he raised issues that are important to people.
So Mexico is sending lots of people. And by the way, they're coming from all over the world, including the Middle East. Why not? Come in, come on in. We're stupid, we'll take care of you, we'll pay.
My concern, my personal feeling, is that his hateful and divisive speech and the fact that he got such support, that's what's sad for me.
I think this is an amazing thing. I think the energy he brings, sure, the hate talk, the negativity, the racism, the deporting, I think he's playing media. He's getting a rise.
I think it should be good in the long run.
How so?
I don't know. He's a businessman, so it should be a good president.
My agenda will be based on a simple core principle: putting America first.
Do you think it's going to affect our economy and trade?
Well, it'll remain to be seen. I'm not positive it won't.
So Canada's part of the North American Free Trade deal. I don't think Trump's criticism was based towards Canada. It's mainly based towards Mexico because they have the lower wages. Trump's talked a lot about the fact that the United States imports more than it exports. It runs a current account deficit, a trade deficit, but it doesn't run a trade deficit with Canada. The trade deficit is with China and with Mexico.
There's going to be arguments. He's going to come down a few times. He's going to make necessary changes that he'll get pressured into, but it's still not good. One thing business does not like and can't tolerate is doubt. I think he's a used car salesman. I think he's going to get out of almost every promise he made, and they're going to be driving that lemon for the next 4 years.
I'm hoping Justin Trudeau will try to help Trump go in the right direction, or at least Canada as a whole try. But if it doesn't work and it just goes downhill, it will probably be very difficult.
Are you anticipating a lot more border traffic now that President Trump is down there?
No, they'll settle down. They'll settle down. There might be a few less Canadians down there, I don't know.
I'm optimistic, ever the Pollyanna, that policy would prevail and that good policy will prevail. So we're just going to have to wait and see. It's just too early to tell.
Only time will tell, Dean, what changes will be made with Trump in power.
We can only speculate, and there'll be many differing opinions until then. You're watching Fraser Focus. More when we come back.
Stay tuned. What are you coloring for?
For the shoeboxes.
Are you going to give that to someone?
My mom.
Hey guys, welcome back to Fraser Focus, local faces and local places. Right now I'm in Tsawwassen. We're backing up some boxes with toys and other cool gifts for Operation Christmas Child.
Last year, Canadians packed over 730,000 shoeboxes that were able to be delivered to children all over the world.
Thank you so much for coming tonight to my first ever packing party. And thank you, Eric and Jenny, for letting us have it at Petra's.
Tonight, we've invited about 30 different people to come out and help us pack Operation Christmas Child shoeboxes at a packing party. Every year, we pack over 700,000 shoeboxes just in Canada.
Crayons and notepad, tissues.
Do you think somebody's going to be happy with that one?
Yeah.
Yeah?
It's going to be a goal.
I actually had the privilege of distributing shoeboxes in Costa Rica this year, and the stories of children who had received shoeboxes previously and were now grown up and came back, and that's what they remember their whole life.
Is this your first time packing?
It is my first time packing. Yeah, it was really nice to be a part of such a great community event.
And I think the kids eventually they're going to kind of catch on to see what it's for.
That's right, exactly. It's nice to help some kids in need. So I think hopefully when they get older they'll remember this. That's right.
Mommy, this box is kind of open, kind of.
Uh-oh.
I put in some crayons and markers, some socks.
They have to open them up when they go through customs in the country in South America.
There is quite a list of suggested items, and then there is a list of items that you cannot, most of them due to custom regulations.
Like what? Chocolates, liquids, items related to war, etc. Toothpaste.
I'm taking care of 2 young girls tonight, so this is their adventure with the babysitter.
We got a tennis ball, a Hot Wheels car.
Yeah, because if you were to get to Christmas and you didn't get any gifts, it's not any fun, right?
Yeah, wouldn't be fun.
We've been doing shoeboxes for a few years, and we find that it's a practical way for the kids to really give back and understand that there are people and kids in the world that don't really have as much as they do.
What are you coloring for?
For the shoeboxes.
Are you going to give that to someone?
My mom.
You know, to help attract people, we actually donate all hot chocolate to all the kids today for this event.
With sprinkles on it.
With sprinkle on it, Christmas sprinkle on it.
I was amazed when I was distributing shoeboxes. Stuffed animals were like the cherished, from teenagers to like 2-year-olds. They all loved the stuffed animals and the personal notes.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20.
I think we're over 70.
70.
Oh, that's a success.
Yeah, that's awesome.
But I can still do it online then.
You
So
can absolutely pack them online, and it's actually a really awesome program online. You can pick the things, you can customize your box, you can even write a note to go in your box. You can do it all online. So
#boom. You're done. All right, that's great, people. Now we have to put all of those stuff into a video. And it's got to go viral.
Craziness in here. If you miss the packing deadline on the 20th, you can still submit your shoebox online. We'll be right back here on Fraser Focus in a moment.
This is our specialty. This is our house chai, our own make, very unique.
Welcome back. Going forward on Fraser Focus, we're going to be highlighting local personalities from the area. These include athletes, artistes, and community advocates. Now, if you know somebody that has a great story to share, please feel free to contact us via social media. Currently, we're in Abbotsford, about to meet an individual that gave up his suit and tie for an Indian cup of chai.
You got one? Could I serve you anything? Take a chai for your next guest, if that's possible. I was traveling to India, and so the last day there at the airport, I got a cup of tea, and it was one of the best experiences of my life. And I mean, there were 6 of us, and so 6 cups of tea cost 30 rupees, right? 5 rupees a cup, and it's
pennies.
not
That's
pennies. It's pennies. I got to Frankfurt, and I wanted to reminisce. I'm like, you know what? I want another cup of tea. So I went to the cafeteria at the airport, and it was €6 for a cup of tea. My world flipped. Why? Why this indifference? So I started asking all these questions, and it became corporate America, and I was part of the problem.
If you want any sugar, honey, or any other
There you go, sir. How's business?
Business is good.
Yeah, busy upstairs?
Yeah.
Came back within 2 months, I quit the bank. Mexico, Egypt, India, gonna take a missions trip and start helping people. I looked up in my high school when you sit with a counselor of what you want to do in your life, and I had written I wanted to own a coffee shop called Spill Your Beans. Now we have the tea shop and the talk show, Spill Your Beans. Like, I mean, I was a suit and tie guy, as you said.
Right.
Pleats, iron my shirt every day, to becoming a hippie, no more logos. I'm not wearing logos right now. Flip-flops, don't show them because I'm wearing socks. But oh, no, all right. And this is our specialty. This is our house chai, our own make, very unique. You will not find anything like this anywhere.
Well, small business is big business in British Columbia. We're here back at Joy TV at the station, about to meet an entrepreneur, an artiste, somebody who's made me look good many times over.
I'm actually going to put some little bronzer on for you too. I do everything from singing, a little bit of acting, a little bit of modeling, as well as I used to dance professionally when I was younger. And now I'm in the photography world as well. Perfect. And angle your body a bit to the side. My career kind of started around when I was 19, 20 years old. And I had some opportunities. I went to the States and I won a big competition in LA, and I had the opportunity to go overseas to go with some agencies, and I actually chose to stay at home. My family and friends is a huge, huge part of my life, and I couldn't imagine ever leaving them. Oh, that's actually really nice. Oh, that's nice right there, yeah. I am in 2 bands. I have a band called Nikita's Reason, which is an acoustic trio that also turns into a duo. And then I have a new band that I'm a part of that it's called The Rhythm Method, and that is an 8-piece band. I'm gonna make this place your home.
You've made me look good a million times over, for sure. And you know what? I'm gonna have to jump in there and make sure that I can get another.
We'll put a little snap-a-dee in this
Snap-a-dee in there. You always get me with the camera. I've never had myself shot with a guitar, so if ever I wanted to go into a band, this would be my cover shot. This is the shot right here.
Yeah.
So it's a big part of you feeling fulfilled is the giving back.
Yeah. And then recently there's been this little girl that I met a few years ago named Ella Ray, and as of today, she's not even 10 years old yet, and she's had over 30 surgeries. A few years ago, she's never had a birthday party before, so I threw her this massive, crazy birthday party. She's remained very close, and so I'm actually planning a party for her again. She doesn't know yet.
Profiling local members of the community here on Fraser Focus. It's all about local places and faces. We'll be right back.
Simply, a Mennonite is a follower of Jesus.
Hey guys, welcome back to Fraser Focus, local faces and local places. Right now I'm here at Sources in South Surrey. Now we're talking about December 6th coming up. It's the International Day of Remembrance and Action on Violence Against Women.
There was utter pandemonium outside the university building as ambulances carted away the injured. Police have now confirmed 14 students dead, all women.
So December 6th is just about recognizing that this is a sort of a worldwide systemic problem. Within Women's Centre, we have the trauma counseling program that works with women that have experienced domestic violence. We work with women that have PTSD from either sexual assault, domestic violence, or childhood sexual abuse. In, hold for 2 counts, 2 counts out, hold for 2 counts. Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
All right.
Fear was actually my existence. It was my life. That's how I lived my life. I had an ex that used to rough me up, beat me up, and I would apologize because I always thought it's my fault.
You just pretend things are normal, you make excuses, they make you feel like it's your fault all the time, and all of a sudden you're in a cycle and you're going, oh, I don't want them to get in trouble, I know they're a good person, you know, they go to church, they talk, you know, there's so many things.
And you want to help.
And there's so many women out there, they're hiding this. And it's not just in the other countries, it's here too.
We're supposed to be a society that recognizes women's rights. We're also, you know, fairly affluent and progressive. So it's very shameful. But the stats in the South Surrey area are, you know, 1 in 4 women. This is the kitchen. So our lovely volunteers, they work here and they put together the lunches Tuesday to Friday for our drop-in program. So it's a little bit different than the trauma counseling program. The drop-in's just for women in the community that need connection or feeling quite isolated.
Were you aware of how many stories there were out there before you started helping out?
I mean, I was, but maybe not this close to home. You know, just in our own neighborhoods, there's a lot of people in need, and yeah, I didn't realize how many though.
Great. And so what are you noticing now?
Much calmer?
Yeah.
It's not until you had enough.
But I had to come here to see the difference. But I went through a phase of rebellion, and so when he joined me, because I ran away from my country, when he joined me, I was a different person. I knew that I have choices.
Vous êtes une gang de féministes. J'haïs les féministes.
Pas vrai, on n'est pas des féministes. On sait jamais.
Men that are violent, like they have post-traumatic stress.
So how do you take it from there to getting help?
The courts are mandating counseling, having social workers like referring men to counseling programs, having the RCMP have access to counseling programs for men that they're encountering. Like, we need to work more together.
As part of our new public safety strategy, we identified a very specific domestic violence unit, and the increase of our complement of RCMP, most recently the 100 new officers we brought in, allows us to deploy a unit that is completely devoted to domestic violence.
When my mind works, then it's a problem, but when I can...
Canadians spend an estimated $7.4 billion each year on the aftermath of spousal violence. Time to change this cycle. We're going to head over to Yarrow now, to the Mennonite community.
Simply, a Mennonite is a follower of Jesus, part of the Christian faith. But there's a real blending with the word Mennonite because there's culture and faith that are blended together. You see, you can be born into a Mennonite family culturally, but you can't be born into the Mennonite faith. We believe Jesus is the Son of God, and we're following Jesus. There's certain things that set us apart. One of the things earlier on that set us apart, obviously, was adult baptism.
You have a Baptist tank over there as well, and you just baptized your daughter.
Yes, well, my daughter did have a choice. She came to my husband and I about a month ago, and she said, as a follower of Jesus, I want to be obedient to him. Okay, so this is the original church building that was built in 1938. Behind the church was a Bible school, and there were Sunday school rooms there. There was a huge congregation.
The Mennonite community out here, there were two influxes of Mennonites. One was pre-World War II and one was post-World War II.
Right.
And where were most of the Mennonites coming from?
The Mennonites were mostly coming from Russia, and way back before that, the Netherlands and Germany and Switzerland. But most of the Mennonites were coming from Russia that came to Yarrow, and perhaps they were first immigrated to the prairies and then came here.
This mulberry tree is given to Bill and Ella Siddell, postmasters at the Yarrow Station. Received this rare mulberry tree in the early 1930s from Peter and Elizabeth Giesbrecht. That's my grandpa and grandma. It was a token of appreciation and friendship to their first English-speaking Canadian friends since arriving in Yarrow in 1928.
This is the tree?
That's the tree right there, yeah. We're not anything special or different than anybody else. It's just something that we inherited, and the faith is something that we believe ourselves. Well, this is the Chadsey couple. They were very prominent landowners and sold a lot of their land to the Mennonites.
This was part of Sumas Lake, and it's been drained.
They drained it and they sold off the land to the Mennonite community.
Correct.
For agricultural purposes. Picking the hops? What's that all about?
They were picking hops, and it was a big industry in here, and they picked hops to make a living. And
that's how they got their start.
Mm-hmm.
A very rich community with a fantastic heritage.
And that is it for this episode of Fraser Focus, bringing you stories from beyond the bridge.
Remember, if you have a story that you'd like us to share, please feel free to contact us. I'm Dean Atwell.
And I'm Leah Bolton. Thanks for watching.